So this is another Pilates flow. Let's start adjusting the foot bar to where it needs to be. For me, it's one hole showing. We'll do a bit of box work today, but let's start on our backs, warming up. So bring the feet to the foot bar, headrest is down, take a few big deep breaths here, and we'll do a few pelvic curls, rolling into our shoulder bridge. Roll through the spine, down to the mat. Do about 5 of these. Exhale, lift the hips, and from the top of the ribs, roll through the spine. Inner thighs are engaged, rolling down, all the way back to that neutral pelvis. 2 more. Tucking the pelvis, lifting the hips, reaching the knees forwards over the toes, down through the back. 1 more. All the way down. We'll do our chest lifts. Legs can be on the foot bar or up the tabletop. Lift head and chest and lower down. Exhale, lift and lower. Let's do 5. 4 more. Flex up and reach forwards without dumping into the lower back. 3 more here. Reach. 2. 1. Let's do rotation. Hands can hold your shoulder blocks or they rail, and take the legs over. Exhaling to bring the knees back to center. Inhale, let's reach those legs if you want to. Bend the knees, come back to center. Legs go over, reach without letting the opposite shoulder lift off the mat. One more each way. Feet back down to the foot bar. So I've got all springs loaded. Let's do some parallel heels. So flex your feet, heels on your foot bar. Lift the headrest if you want a bit of head and neck support. Off we go. Press out, straighten the legs and pull in. Push into the heels, stretch the legs, stretch the springs, and then keep that length as you bend to pull in. Use hamstrings and glutes to pull yourself back to the foot bar. Don't let the springs just pull you back quickly. Resist. A couple more, pressing out and pulling in. Last one. And coming in. We'll take it to the balls of your feet. We'll do triple extension, so through the ankles, knees and hips. We're going to stretch out, lower the heels, lift up. Bend the legs to come in. Push into the foot bar with the balls of the feet and pull in. Press away. Keep the pelvis neutral. Abs stay engaged. Heavy through the ribs. Press. Drop the heels. Stretch through the back of the legs. Couple more here. Push. Breathe to come in. 2 more. Out. Down with the heels. Lift through the heels. Pull in, keep those heels lifted as you press. Take a breath here. We're joining the heels together. We're coming into external rotation through the hips. We're going to repeat that exercise. Press out, zip the legs together, drop the heels, lift the heels, bend the legs to come in. Pressing, opening out through those hips. Heels stay glued together. Heels stay lifted, lower the heels, lift the heels, bend the legs. Push away as if you're jumping off the floor, and then you're landing with the heels, lowering and lifting Bend the knees to come in. 2 more here. 1 more, press. And take a breath for a moment. Separate those heels, let's press out, let's run the legs up and down, moving through the ankles, stretching through the calves and the Achilles, dropping the heel underneath you, pointing through the top of the foot, stretching up. And then legs bend. We'll take our feet wide on your foot bar, kind of middle of the foot or heels, flexing the feet. Let's press out and come in. Neutral through that pelvis. Pressing out, pulling in. Keep that turn out. Let's lift the hips slightly. Just hover your hips off your carriage, still in neutral pelvis, so we're not tucking the tailbone, but you're sliding a hand right underneath the tailbone. Press out, pull in. Wrap the feet into the foot bar to really pull yourself all the way in. Keep that turn out through the legs. 2 more. 1 more. Lower the hips, take a breath here. Take my socks off for a bit more grip. Okay, let's sit ourselves up. We'll come into some short box ab work. Keep all the springs loaded. Short box on your reformer. Lower your foot bar so it's out of the way. Make sure it's locked into place. If you want to grab the blue ball, you can do. You'll sit on your box, hook your feet through your foot strap. Now, let's see. If your legs don't quite reach, set the box over the shoulder blocks. Careful getting on to give you a little bit more length. Then you can sit a little far back and then you can take the tension into the foot strap. So you want tension in the foot strap and you need to be sat on the box where you can be able to squeeze the ball, sit nice and tall. We'll start with round back. So as you exhale, release the pelvis, roll through that lower back, scoop those abs, float your elbows up to the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, keep that C curve of your spine as you fold forward, then lengthen the spine on the inhale. Exhale, navel draws towards your spine, arms float up. Inhale, exhale forward, inhale, stack the spine. Let's go again. Scoop the abs, squeeze that ball, roll back. Roll forward without lifting the shoulders. Keep the shoulders plugged down as you stack the spine. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale, exhale forwards. Hollow out the abs. Lift through the chest. Last one. Release your back to roll back. And roll forwards. And stack the spine. Take a breath here. Let's go into flat back. Squeeze that ball, anchor your feet, sit up nice and tall, arms across the chest as you inhale to go back, exhale, sit up. Hinge from your hips, not through your thoracic spine. Hands can be behind the head. If you want more of a challenge, making sure the ribs don't flare and you don't dump into that lower back. You're just tilting on the inhale, exhale, sit up. Let's do 3 more. 2 more. Don't pull with the head. Keep those elbows wide, shoulders locked down, chin slightly tucked. Last one. And lower your arms. Take a breath. Let's go a little bit of side to side flexion, just bending into the waist. Hands go behind the head, sit up tall, lift through the spine to then arc over. Keeping those hips anchored down, the legs steady, just bending into the rib cage, into the waist, stretching through each side of the body. Then let's go into our twist. Straight spine, arms across your chest, rotate to the right, hinge back on a diagonal, pull the belly in, sit up, come back to center, rotate. Hinge it back, don't flare the ribs, don't arch the back. Pull the belly in and up as you go backwards. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale and twist. Exhale. Hands can come behind the head if you want more of a challenge. Lead with the shoulders and the rib cage, not with your elbows. Keep the legs steady, the hips stay steady. Think about the opposite hip as you are hinging back. Pull that hip back. One more each way. Then you can lower down, take a breath. Last thing will be all around the world. So hands across your chest or behind your head. Rotate, hinge it back, turn to the other side, all the way up, come back to center. Twist, pull the belly in, keep the spine straight. Sit up, hands behind the head for more of a challenge. Lift out of your waist, lift out of the pelvis as you come all the way up. Last time. And lower down, take a breath. Here. Set the ball down. Let's do a little bit of back extension before we go into a little bit more abs. So let's do red and a blue. 2 springs off your box, flip it to long box, and then let's climb onto your front of your machine. If you want to use the ball for a little bit of leg activation, squeeze your ball between your legs. So chest is off the front edge of your box, squeeze your handles to come all the way up, make sure it's locked into place. Find where you need to be. You're just going to press out and come in. Shoulders glide down the back with a straight arm overhead press. Legs are active here. Just pressing out, coming in. A couple more. Now let's take the blue off, so you're left with 1 red. We're going to press into our swan. Push away, lift through the upper back. Inhale, look forwards, lower the chest back to the box, bend your arms to come in. Push away and inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, coming in. Only lift as high as you can through the back of the head and the shoulders. Pull the belly and take the ribs with you. Don't dump into your lower back. Squeezing those legs. Shoulders glide down as you hinge up. Reach forwards. Coming in. 1 more. Let's do a little bit of shoulder extension. Single arm. So let's switch it. 1 spring. Blue is going to be lighter than red. I'm on blue. 1 hand behind your back. We're just going to do a single arm shoulder press. So just pressing into 1 arm here. Only 1 spring, so work within your own range through the shoulder. Keeping those hips pressed into your box, shoulders facing down towards your springs. Legs are nice and long, pushing out, pulling in. 1 more. Then let's switch it up. Other hand starts to press on the weaker side. Make sure you don't collapse into the waist. Don't struggle through. Just work within your own range through that shoulder, pressing and pulling on the weaker side. Do a few more repetitions. Shoulder blade glides down the back. Elbow stays wide. Press into the foot bar with your hand. 2 more. Legs stay nice and long. And come all the way in. Let's lose the ball. Rock those legs side to side. We'll do a little bit of swimming. So, legs can be slightly separated if you want to. Wider than the hips. Lift your chest, lift your head and swim the legs. Inhale and exhale. Kicking right from those hamstrings and glutes. Shoulders plugged down the back. Belly's pulling in and up. One more breath. Coming down and coming in. Take a breath here. Sit yourself up. So that was our swimming. Let's go into our breaststroke and then we can flip ourselves over for backstroke. So I'm still on the blue spring. Make sure you're on blue or lighter. Hold on to the handles. Pull the box towards you. Take the edges of the box to climb on. Elbows are into the waist. Legs are together behind you, palms face down. We're going to inhale, lift through your upper back and then reach those arms forwards. Swim those arms back towards your hips. Lower your chest, bend your elbows, hands come back in line with the shoulders. Inhale, press and lift. Swim those arms back, lower the chest, bend the arms. If it's too straining on the shoulder with a blue, lighten it up to yellow spring. Inhale, just do 2 more. Sweep those arms round, down and bend. Last one, reach all the way back to those legs. Arms bend as you lower down. Take hold of the front edge of your box. Bend your legs, push yourself up and off the box. So, coming all the way in. We'll go into our backstroke. So, let's do red spring for this. So, let's make it a little heavier. You want to hold on to the straps again, pull it forward to then be able to sit forwards on your box. You need to sit on the front edge of your box to be able to roll back. Your head is going to be off the edge of the box. If you need to support your head in your hands, don't use the hand straps. Legs start in tabletop. Hands are in front of your face, elbows are bent. As you inhale, straighten up your legs and arms. Lower legs and arms down forwards. Open the arms to T, bend your knees, bend your elbows, hands back to the face. Inhale, exhale, press and circle the arms. Inhale back to center. Lift to the ceiling. Lower the legs and arms. Keep the legs reaching as you bend your elbows, the legs bend. Let's do 3 more. Lower, open the arms, bend the knees. Reach up to the ceiling. Lower the arms, open the arms, bend to come in. Keep the head lifted. Last time. Up, down, reach, bend. Take the feet to the foot bar. Relax your head down. Take a breath here. Support the head if you need to sit up. Take a breath. Lots of throat abs working to connect with the front of the belly. We're going to take that into our teaser. Options for teaser will be to take the small loops in the hands for more spring, load and support. You're going to start with the head down, the arms reaching out behind you. Legs in tabletop. As you press your arms into the straps, lift your head, look at your knees, begin to straighten the legs as your arms reach forward. Bend your knees and lower the head, reach those arms back overhead. Exhale, straighten the legs and reach the arms forward. Scoot those abs, bend the knees, circle those arms. That's our teaser preparation. If you want to try the full teaser, you roll through your spine, legs reach. You can always bend your legs to tabletop. Keep tension on these ropes as you do the move. Don't let the ropes slacken or you'll lose your balance. Press your hands into your straps, lift your chest, roll through your back down to your box. One more. Small loops will help with the roll up. Reach those arms, reach your legs, bend the knees if you need to. Lift your chest round through the back, all the way, and rest. Drop the straps. Carefully sit yourself up. That was teaser on the box, which was very hard. Make sure you don't feel dizzy with the head going behind you unsupported. When we're done, we're going to flip our box around to short box. We'll do a bit of side over box work. So let's make sure you have enough room to sit sideways with the leg long. So for me, that's with the box over the shoulder blocks. Carefully sit on the center of the box. We'll need our foot strap. Loop the foot strap into your ankle, top of the foot. You're going to sit sideways. The legs can be bent here, or you can hang that leg over the edge of your box, whatever feels comfortable for the hips. Anchor the foot, turned to face the side, shoulders and hips are stacked here. We're going to start hands across your chest. Take the weight into that foot strap, even if you have to lift your leg and anchor yourself. You're going to go down and up. Just a little bit of side bending, making sure you have that anchor point of the foot in the foot strap. Good. Now we add on, take a breath here. We're going to stay on a diagonal line. So make sure the leg is long. Hands come across the chest, they can come behind your head. You start on a diagonal line here. You go down into the well, you lift up out of the waist. We go down with the bottom shoulder, use the obliques to lift you back to a diagonal line. You can always bring the hands across the chest, lowering and lifting out. Crown of the head is reaching to the back of the machine as you lift down lower here. Couple more. And then sit all the way up. Use that leg to help you sit upright. Take a breath here. We're going to take that into rotation. So find where you need to be on the box. Anchor that leg. Come back to a diagonal line. Arms across your chest or behind your head. You don't move through the waist bending. We rotate now through the spine. Come back to center. Turning from the back of the shoulder. That shoulder blade rotates. Look down at the floor. Come back to side position. Two more here. Twist. Lift and lengthen out of the waist. Careful not to pull on your head. Lower your hands and take a stretch here. Take the weight into the hands. Release the head and the neck. Release through that top of the hip here as well. Let's try it on the other side. So sit yourself up, turn yourself around. Find where you need to be with the foot strap and the hips. So the leg can turn up slightly here, but try to keep the hip facing forward even if your leg's rotated out. Arms across the chest to begin. Let's just bend into the waist, get a bit of lateral flexion. And then let's take it into our side work. We go down with the shoulder and the elbow. We lift up and lengthen. Inhale, exhale to lift up. Press the head back into the hands, or keep the hands across the chest with the shoulders down away from the ears. Use the oblique to lift and reach towards the back of the machine. One more time. Sit all the way up to have a breath. Let's do the rotation to finish this side block series. Shoulders plug down, turn the chest to the floor, come back to side facing. Move from the shoulder blades, move from the back of the shoulders to get the twist. Reach those elbows wide if the hands are behind the head. The pelvis and the legs stay steady. Rotate from your torso, from the thoracic spine, twisting to the floor, back to center one last time. And then take the weight into the hands. Take a stretch over the box. Careful not to tip the box off. Breathing here. And then sit all the way up. Careful coming out of this. Unhook that foot from the foot strap. Step off. We're done with the box for now. Let's come into a little bit of, let's lift our foot bar up. Single arms and abs, just to finish off. So I'm on one red spring with that side over box work. Maybe load up the spring so this carriage doesn't go anywhere. It didn't go anywhere, but make sure the springs are loaded. Then unload it so you're left with one red spring. We're going to take our loops. We'll lay ourselves down on our back. Let's pick up your left loop. Legs in tabletop, arm beside the body. Let's just start pressing into that left side. Notice whether the rest of the body wants to move around with just this single arm work. We can add a head and chest lift as you press the arm down. Lighten it to a blue spring if you need less resistance on the arm. Add the leg extension. Lift and reach the legs. Lower down, bend the knees. Reach and lower. Just a couple more here. Reach it out. Then last one. Feet to the floor, take a breath, switch the arms over. Other arm beside the body, just start to press into the other hand, other shoulder, locks down the back. Keep the obliques engaged to lengthen through both sides of your waist. Add a head and chest lift, lower back. Press and lift, lower down. Couple more here. Then let's add the leg extension. Reach the legs long, bend your knees, lower down. Try not to lean into your strap. Lift through center, lower down. Couple more. Press and lift, lower. Last time. Lift, reach. And take a breath. Peg that strap. Let's finish with a little bit of single leg work, but let's lay on our side. We'll stay on a red spring. Lay down. You can use the ball or a pillow to support your head. You're going to lay yourself down on your side on the carriage. Make sure you're lengthened out so you're not all scrunched up. You are going to take the strap. I don't need this ball. Play around with the leg hand position here. You can always support your head or rest your head on your arm. Your top leg is going to go into the foot strap. So find where you need to be. You want a nice straight spine. You're not all crunched up into the shoulder blocks here. We're going to start just with some bicycle. Leg comes in, bend your leg and then push straight out. Bottom leg is bent and resting on the carriage as we move through the top hip. Lengthen through the back of the leg, bend that knee and then press straight down. Shoulder, hip, knee and heel stay nice and aligned. Don't let the leg come forwards when you're straightening it right down in line with your spine. Sweep it forwards, try to keep the leg hip height. As you're doing this, reverse your bicycle. Straight leg goes back, knee bends, extend the foot forward, stretch through the back of the leg. Use that hamstring and glute to sweep your leg all the way back to a nice plumb line. Keep that spine straight, pull in, don't dump through your underneath side when you're laying on the carriage. One more time. Good, now straighten that leg. Outer thigh is going to just lift the leg up, lower down, bend the leg to come in, push your leg straight, lift and lower 2 times. Bend the knee in, press your leg away to the foot bar, 3, lift and lowers. Don't lift the leg so much you dump into the bottom side of the waist. Press away 4 times with the lift, lower down, up, down. Keep tension on that strap, keep reaching that leg towards the foot bar, slightly behind you. We finish with 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, don't let the leg pull forwards, 1, and take a breath here. Let that foot strap come all the way to your top of the knee. We're going to just finish with some side clam. So knees together, feet are in line with your hips. From here, we're going to open the knees out, close the leg. Keep the heels and the toes closed together, joining. Don't separate your toes or your heels as you open out through the top of the hip. Just a little opening and closing. Take the hand to that top hip to be mindful of whether your pelvis wants to rotate, your hip wants to roll back. Opening up, closing. Let's do 3 more clams. Feet stay together. Open from the top of the hip to open the knee out. Feeling it in that side glute. Hold onto the rope, pull it towards you so you can unhook your foot. Come all the way in, peg that strap, roll to your back, take a figure 4 stretch. Oh, take a figure 4 stretch of your top leg, open out, stretch and release through the outer thigh and the glute there. Big deep breath into that stretch. We're going to finish on our other side. So, all the way, roll it over, find where you need to be, pull that strap, hook it around your foot, big loop in line with the foot, straighten off the spine, bottom leg, bent on the carriage. We start with bicycle. Pull and press in. Hips and shoulders are stacked here, pressing through the leg. Keep the abs engaged, relaxing through the head and the shoulder here. Get that leg all the way back in line with the hips, in line with your shoulder as you push to the foot bar. Reverse the direction other way, go backwards and pull in and unfold your leg. Two more times. Sweep from the hamstring and glute. reach that leg long. Now we lift the leg, lower it, bend the knee, push away 2 times. Three, lift and lower from your outer thigh. Keep your leg parallel. Don't turn out from your hip. 4 times. Last time, finishing 5. Lift and lower of your top leg. Keep it long and reaching. And then thread your leg through your loop all the way to the top of the knee. Feet joined together in line with those hips. Toes, heels together as you start to open out through the hip into clam. Work through outer thigh and glute. Let's do 5 more. 2 more. 1. And hold on to the rope. Unhook your foot and the leg out of that strap. Find the foot bar. Roll to your back. Take a figure 4 stretch. Breathing here. We are at 35 minutes. That was 35 minutes. Take a breath, stretch out through that outer thigh and glute here. Hug the knees into the chest. You can roll to the side, sitting up to finish. Good work. Bye.